And what is up, everybody? Everybody's in the chat yelling at me. Hey, listen, we're 2 minutes late. I'm sorry, guys. Listen, I'm sorry. We're moving as fast as we can here today. I'm a little slow, if you don't know. But we are here, guys. Happy Thursday. It is not trivia night. We're going to take a week off at trivia. We'll be back at it next week. We'll see how we do. But this week, I thought we'd do a TTW episode, and we talk about, as Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, Mr. John Cena. He's now down to 3 dates left as we got Monday Night Raw next week, Survivor Series in a couple weeks, and then December 13th, his Saturday night main event. And you guys know the tournament is ongoing. We have seen Sheamus and Rusev advance. We've seen Priest and Nakamura eliminated. We will see who LA Knight will face tomorrow. We will see who will face oh my god, why am I blanking on the other one for next week on Raw? But we also have those, and we also have a couple other matches. Miz is going crazy on the internet. I will figure out those matchups and everything else like that. But we got other things too to talk about here today. But before we get to all of that, let's get to the chat, and let's see how the chat's doing. We got Linda in the house. What's up, Linda? Waiting since yesterday. I appreciate you. MVP of the league. This is going to be this. Hopefully, it's a good episode. We'll see how it goes. Eric, how are you doing today? Happy Thursday. John Cena. Farewell tour. No, not tournament. Tournament. Why can't I spell? We'll figure it out. What's up, Daniel? How are we doing? I have not watched Blood and Guts because for some reason, the one time I actually want to watch a Dynamite, they why can't I spell tournament? There we go. It didn't record. So I have to figure out who and where and why and how I can watch this. Oh, we got Javon Evans against Gunther. That's what the other matchup was. Javon against Gunther. And then LA Knight will be taking on somebody. And then there's somebody else that has a mystery opponent. But let's talk about some other things that have been going on in the world of wrestling. And we're just going to go kind of all over the place here. I don't really have an exact order. So we're going to talk about Mr. Adam Copeland first, and apparently Adam Copeland is taking an extended break from his time in AEW right now, and we will have to see how long he is out. Obviously, there's been rumors, there's been reports that they thought that he could go and face John Cena in one of his matches, but that is not how it is going to be. There has been rumors that he has signed a contract with AEW, but he's probably just healing up some injuries. And I would not be shocked to see him back maybe at the next, not the next pay-per-view, but the next big AEW pay-per-view. I did see that Kenny Omega is returning next week or 2 weeks from now. I don't know if those rumors are true or maybe that was a fake picture that I saw. Somebody in the chat let me know. I wasn't able to watch Dynamite last night, but I'm sure. But Adam Copeland, hopefully he's getting better. I hate to see these legends and Hall of Famers, and it's not fun to watch them go out there and wrestle and be in as much pain as they are in. Zilla against Solo. It's Solo. That's who it is. So Solo will be facing a mystery opponent. LA Knight will be facing a mystery opponent. And then we got Miz and Jey Uso. And then we got Javon Evans and Gunther. So based on the tournament that we did here on the channel, we're not doing too bad so far, I think. We'll have to wait and see how well we finally do. And we'll see if Brock Lesnar comes back eventually and is a part of it. Listen, I'm not going to rule that out that Brock Lesnar is somehow going to be involved or he'll take out the winner and then you guys, we've seen it happen before. But speaking of returns, let's hope, and Miss Bianca Belair has now been gone for 6 months. I didn't realize that it's been that long since we've seen Bianca Belair. And, the fact that it has been, I think, a finger injury that they said. When she first got the injury, I was looking it up to see how long of a injury and how long she would actually have been out for. And it said only 4 to 6 weeks. So the fact it's been 6 months, there must have been something seriously wrong with it because that just, yeah. Hopefully, we get to see the EST come back sooner rather than later. And if I'm going to predict her to come back, if she is ready by Survivor Series, maybe she could be a surprise appearance. But I would be more or less likely to say she's going to be number one or number two at the Royal Rumble, or she'll come out the first Raw of the new year because they're probably going to be celebrating 1 year on Netflix and yada, yada, yada. But EST, she'll be back. She'll have opponents like Roxanne Perez. She'll have opponents like Raquel Rodriguez, Stephanie Valkyr, Julia, and many more, just to name a few. Bianca Belair, hope to see you back, and let's get that finger healed because it's awful. Like I said earlier, these injuries to these superstars, especially this year, and as of late, have been really, really bad. If I'm going to pick one between them, I'm going to say that Jay Uso, or not, yeah, Jay Uso is going to defeat The Miz. And I don't know who, it depends who LA Knight faces. One person said one thing, and then you keep that in your mind for the next 10 years to build yourself up, thinking of that one moment, and you think about that one person you've been tracking. 2K25. Let's get this dub Fortnite reference. He said I'm a yeeter for life. Yeet. But let's get to the next thing. It is also, I guess before we talk about this, let's do this because guys, today it is 20 years since we have lost the one and only, you lie, you cheat, you steal, Mr. Eddie Guerrero, Latino Heat. I remember watching his last match when he faced Mr. Kennedy. I remember when they came on the broadcast and they told everybody like they do now, and they did the 10-bell salute. And it was for me as a kid because I was 9 years, or I guess I would be 10 if it happened. Yeah, I was 9 years old actually. It kind of really hit home because it was the first wrestler that I ever remember watching and impersonating and having the WWE belts and having the Latino Heat shirts and everything else like that. You know, Eddie Guerrero will always be missed. Dominic Mysterio is living through him, as we can see. Dirty Dom, as much as we give him hassle and give him slack, we know Eddie is up there rooting him on and loving it. And as much as Ray hates it, I hates him on camera. Backstage, when the cameras are off, we all know that they're all three of them working together. But I did want to take this moment just to say something nice about Eddie because obviously, like I said, he is one of the greatest, a legend, a Hall of Famer, and, you know, it's just one of those things for me that every year, no matter what, I just want to take a moment to say, you know, rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero, and we miss you, and the fact it's been 20 years is insane. So, guys, let's take a moment just for a moment of silence for Mr. Eddie Guerrero. Thank you, Linda. I try. Now let's talk and let's see what Mr. Dirty Dominic Mysterio had to say because, as you guys know, they did have their rivalry. He was part of I guess not their rivalry, but he was part of the storyline with Ray and Eddie at WrestleMania, or not WrestleMania, I'm sorry, SummerSlam 2005, the custody of Dominic. And we all remember that. We've talked about it a million times. They've referenced it a million times, especially as of late. But Dominic had this to say, and I'm sorry, I lied. Chavo had this to say. Speaking of Chavo Guerrero, Chavo did re-sign with WWE, a Legends deal. So it looks like we could possibly be seeing Chavo on TV, action figures, merchandise, and more. But Chavo had this to say, I'm sorry, with an interview with Bill Apter. He said, as a kid, Dominic Mysterio, idolized the Guerreros, idolized everything that he did. He was always wanting to be a Guerrero. His dad, Rey Mysterio, one of the best of all time, but he wanted to be like the Guerreros. So it's pretty cool to see him actually trying to follow in those steps and kind of just using some of the lie, cheat, and steal Guerreroisms. It's pretty cool to see. Chavo Guerrero had that to say. And it's cool because I always say, and I think, yeah, that was his thing. That was his reference. My reference to the kids all the time is don't lie, don't. Well, thank God they didn't know who Eddie Guerrero was. I know. Thank goodness. Yeah, thank goodness. Well, Eddie Guerrero, we all know that he hopefully he didn't do that in real life. But Eddie Guerrero, I always said, and I think I was talking about it yesterday or the day before. I always say that, if somebody is gone and if you're still thinking about them, they're always around. And the fact that Dominic is using the Eddie Guerrero's, the Guerrero isms, as Chavo wants to say, the lie, cheat, and steal, as you should not do that in real life, obviously. But in wrestling, sometimes it's okay. That's why they do it. They do the opposite of what you should do in real life.
Do I just need to be a wrestler?
No.
Lie, cheat, and steal?
No.
That makes it okay.
No, that does not make it okay.
Well, you just.
That's just his gimmick. I can't control it.
But
But
I can make him that gimmick.
you could. You could be the positive or the anti lie, cheat, and steal. You know. D'Lo Brown, speaking of Hall of Fame, D'Lo Brown says the Nation of Domination deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. Do you guys agree? Do you not agree? I know some of you guys may not even know who this faction is, but for me, I do think that they really should be. And hopefully they do eventually go into the Hall of Fame because that's where they belong. We have also 2K fans. I saw Linda talking about 2K. The Saturday night's main event pack is available now. It is out. If you have the season pass, if you paid for the Dead Man edition, you should be able to get it for free. I think it is $11.99 US currency if you want all 5 superstars. We have Jesse Ventura, the Junkyard Dog. We have Sid Justice. Why am I blanking on the other 2? Oh my God, why am I blanking? But we have these 5 superstars in the pack, and I have it obviously because we did get the Dead Man edition. But depending on, if you do want to play as these superstars, you can get it. But again, it's not really necessary. And I'm sure if you guys do watch Assemble, and I did see Linda also mention him in there in the chat, he talked about it. He went over a whole video about each superstar, the entrances, and everything else like that. So if you do have time, definitely go and check that out. If you want to decide on if you are going to be wanting to buy it or not, if you want more information on it. But it's out there. You can get it or you don't have to get it. But since we do play 2K on here, I figured we'd talk about it, as it is also the last DLC pack for the year. And we won't get any more until next year. And they also did say that they are having the game will come out in March 2026. It is, what is that, the second quarter of the 4 quarters of the video game cycle or whatever, first quarter, something like that. But March, it looks like it will be coming out, and we will have WWE 2K26. Now, for this is for you guys to decide. Did you grow up like that? Like this? With WWE SmackDown versus Raw. The WWE Scratch logo. We had Umaga, Triple H, JBL, Ric Flair, John Cena, Triple H, and Rey Mysterio, and more. We had Undertaker, Jeff Hardy, Finlay, the Great Khali, all of these great superstars. We had the WWE Championship. We had the Spinner Championship. We had Jim Johnson. We had the Undertaker at WrestleMania, undefeated. And we had these beautiful belts. We also had the Elimination Chamber and is that the Royal Rumble? What is it? Oh, that's the... sorry, I don't want to show my giant face in the way. But that is the SmackDown ring. And that is... What's the other one? I don't know. But Undertaker... and yeah. But, or did you grow up like this? With TKO, the WWE 2K, all these titles, the awful Def Rebel, SmackDown and Raw, that is Bootios, and everything else like that. It's insane how different the world and the wrestling world is nowadays. And again, I understand we got to evolve and we got to do better and everything else like that. But there's certain things that we shouldn't, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, That's how I feel about it. Let's talk about something, though, that also happened on this past Monday. And isn't it kind of ironic, the fact that she turned on Stephanie Valkyrie in the hometown of Mr. John Cena, and the fact that we saw Nikki Bella now want Stephanie Valkyrie's title. She was just trying to one-up John Cena on his night. That's all I got to say about that. No, I'm just kidding. But, no, I'm not kidding. But Stephanie Valkyrie had this to say. She said, I trusted you. I gave you my honest friendship without truly knowing you. But you didn't know me either. I don't forget. And I've never shown mercy. Nikki, You've played with fire, and I'm the fire. Well, it looks like we're getting Nikki and Stephanie Valkyr for the title. Do I think that Nikki Bella will win the title eventually? I would love to see Nikki Bella hold the title in 2025, but I don't think she's going to beat Stephanie Valkyr. I think it will be a good rivalry. They'll probably have a match at maybe Survivor Series or maybe a Saturday night's main event. But Nikki Bella, Stephanie Valkyr should be a good rivalry, and I always said it, and I've said it multiple times. Nikki Bella has always just been a better heel. You know, sometimes people are just better as heels, and that's exactly what it is. Nikki Bella is better as a heel, and I'm excited to see what happens and what goes down with these two. But I also have this to talk about because what if? Yes, this is a what if. What if Nikki Bella does win the title? Stephanie Valkyr goes and maybe takes a little time off, whatever she needs to do. And we see Miss Liv Morgan return. If you guys remember, before Liv Morgan got hurt, we were going to see her take on Nikki Bella. They were starting a rivalry, and then we sadly saw Liv Morgan get hurt, and that we were not able to see her go and do it. But for me, and I know how much Leo, I know how much Eric, I know how much all the Liv Morgan fans would love this. Why not have Nikki win the title? Liv Morgan come back at Survivor Series. We see Liv Morgan and Nikki at Saturday night's main event. Liv Morgan wins the title at Saturday night's main event. And then Stephanie comes back at Saturday night's main event, and then Stephanie Valkyr can take the title off of her at the Royal Rumble. And then we see Stephanie defend the title. The rumors are against Rhea or Becky at WrestleMania. That's just what I'll say. And that will be my bold prediction for what if Nikki Bella does win the title at whatever show they compete at. If that is Survivor Series, if that is a Raw or SmackDown, because we have seen title matches, and we have seen title changes at Saturday nights, Fridays, Mondays. It really doesn't matter. They don't just happen just at the pay-per-views anymore. But I'm gonna go with that. We're gonna be bold with that, but that is what I think will happen if Nikki Bella does win the title. But either way, I do think Liv Morgan will come back and she will win the title eventually. She did get injured. It was not. I don't know. I don't even. Injuries happen and they always happen at the worst time. And everything that I've been going through, everything happens for a reason. That's just what I gotta say. But when Liv does come back, she'll be better and she'll get that title back sooner rather than later. Let's get to the chat though. We have a couple more things to talk about here. And then we're going to say goodbye until we come back tomorrow to watch Friday Night SmackDown. And I'm going to go watch some Thursday Night Football. But let's see what the chat's got to say. I immediately played. Who is your favorite character to use in the new DLC pack? I have not been able to download it yet. I think Dom is going to cheat on Liv with Roxanne. I mean, Dom's got like 6 girlfriends and a wife. Hot take. Dev Rebel isn't that bad. Their themes for Roman, Tatum, Stephanie, Julia, Soul are great. I will give you that. I will definitely say I don't think that Dev Rebel is the worst of all time. But I also don't think that. I think they have a lot more bad music than good music. They have a lot of very good, they have a lot of songs that are very good, but it just, like I said, they can't. Something about Jim Johnson, man. Maybe it's just because that's what we grew up watching, whatever. But he did not miss. As Mello says, I don't miss. Jim Johnson never missed, and that is just. There's just some Dev Rebel songs and some things that you don't change. As I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and we'd all be fine in the world, and everything would be great. But that's not how it works. Linda, Dom is gonna stay with Liv for now. You think? So do we think that Finn is working with Roxanne? Until she returns, it's going to be just like Dom and Rhea, the same thing, I bet. Probably. So does that mean Liv goes face? Maybe. Why not? She hasn't been there in a while. I know she's going to get a big reaction when she comes back. I'm safe. Safe. J-Dog is probably watching TV or getting ready to watch Thursday Night Football. I don't know. I haven't heard from him the last couple of days. He might be working. I don't know. But we have something else to talk about, as we have heard the rumors. But this morning they made it official and the tickets go on sale next week. I'm excited for it. And I was not able, as you guys know, me and Kyle were supposed to go to the Saturday show this Saturday for NXT. Kyle is still going, so if you guys are going to the show, definitely go say what's up to Mr. OTM. I am so upset that I cannot go. But as I just said, everything happens for a reason. And that reason may very well be is because we got the official announcement this morning is that the Elimination Chamber is going to Chicago. And it ain't going to the Allstate Arena in Rosemont. Nah. It is going to the United Center, the home of the Chicago Bulls and Blackhawks for the first time since 2014 at a live event, I think they said, and 1994 for SummerSlam. The United Center is getting a WWE Live PLE pay-per-view, and I don't care how, I don't care what way. We're getting tickets. I don't care if I got to drag Mr. OTM by the hat, by whatever, wherever. We're going to drag him from Indiana, and we're going to find a way to go to the Elimination Chamber. But if you are in the Chicagoland area, or if you are close in the Midwest, or if you just want to go, tickets do go on sale next Wednesday for pre-sale, next Thursday for regular. I would recommend definitely getting the pre-sale because no matter what, the Elimination Chamber, it's the road to WrestleMania. It is a bigger show than usual. I didn't spend too much as I talked about it for SmackDown during the vlog. We got really good seats and really good tickets, and that is part of the reason why. So I always like to give people to let them know if I see it, if there's certain shows, anything else like that. Just like the WrestleMania pre-sale, anything else like that. But next Wednesday, get your Elimination Chamber tickets, and hey, you might just see me there. But the other thing, and the last thing that I did want to talk about here today is the John Cena retirement tour, because we do have 3 dates left. We do have the Monday Night Raw this upcoming Monday. We have the Elimination, or not the, I'm sorry, now I'm just excited about the Elimination Chamber. We have Survivor Series in San Diego, and then we have Saturday night's main event. Well, John Cena did just win the Intercontinental Championship this past Monday against Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Well, could we see him put the title on the line this upcoming Monday? I mean, why the hell not? Let's see him. I think John will compete at the last final 3 of his appearances to kind of ride it out and everything else like that. And why not? If John's going to lose the title, maybe he loses it on Monday. If not, he'll lose it at Survivor Series, I think. Or maybe not. But I think if he's going to lose it to anybody, we did see him move on in the tournament, but we still have first round matches to perform. So he has another week. Why don't we see John Cena take on Sheamus? Why don't we see Sheamus get another opportunity at the Intercontinental Championship? Because we did just see John Cena become a Grand Slam champion, and the Intercontinental Championship is just one title that that Sheamus does not have to be complete the Grand Slam. So why not just 2 birds, 1 stone? We eliminate, we knock it out. Sheamus becomes your Intercontinental Champion. Maybe that's an option. But either way, I do think that we could see John Cena compete at all 3 shows. And for Monday, he'll probably come out, he'll do a promo. Somebody will interrupt him. And then maybe we'll see them have a match kind of like he did with Dirty Dominic Mysterio. As I said, I don't know if we'll put the title on the line at all 3 shows. Well, I think he will, obviously, because he has to lose it at some point, right? Or maybe he just keeps it throughout all the way through. And we'll have to see. But Raw, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think he does have a match. And as I said, if I'm bold about it, let's just go with Sheamus. And let's say that Sheamus, he needs a warm-up for a second-round matchup. I guess that wouldn't work because he's fighting to face John Cena in his last match. Okay, so maybe not. Okay, so yeah, scratch all what I just said. But either way, I do think he's going to compete. And now that I said that, let me think who. I'm going to throw. Let's say John Cena. You know what? We've been seeing the Miz talk shenanigans as of late on social medias. Let's say John Cena takes on them. Well, no, because he's also in the tournament. I don't freaking know. But John Cena, he will be at Raw this upcoming Monday in New York, Madison Square Garden. We will see what happens. We will also see Javon Evans take on Gunther, and we will see who Solo Sikoa faces, right? I think LA Knight is on tomorrow. Yeah. And then Survivor Series. Who does he face in Survivor Series? I thought it was going to be Dominic Mysterio. I really did. If he's going to face anybody in San Diego, why not? Let's make it for the Intercontinental Championship if he still has it. But let's do Rey Mysterio against John Cena. Face versus face, baby face versus baby face. Legends back to back. Let's just do it. I would love to see that. We saw, and I was waiting for Rey Mysterio to take the title off John on Monday, just like John did, or just like John did to Rey after Rey won the WWE title in that little tournament that they had for the vacated title. After I think who had to get, I forgot who had to give up the title at that time. Somebody in the chat, I'm sure they'll know. But we will see what happens with that. But I'm gonna say he takes on Rey Mysterio. It's at War Games, because if he's not going to be in the War Games match, as the reports are out there that he's not, I do think he's going to have a match. It's his last pay per view. Come on now, you got to compete and put the IC title on the line, and let's see him against Rey if he does still have it. If he doesn't lose it on Raw, because again, I feel like we all know John Cena. He's definitely going to have an open challenge on Monday. Now, Saturday night's main event. It all comes down to the tournament, and the tournament goes as follows. Rusev and Sheamus have been moved on to the next round. Damian Priest and Shinsuke have been eliminated. We have The Miz and Jey Uso. We have LA Knight against a mystery opponent. We have Javon Evans against Gunther. And then we have Solo Sikoa against a mystery opponent. So we don't know two of the superstars that are going to be in the tournament. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So, wait. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we actually don't know 6 people that are in the tournament, actually. So we're waiting to find out who 2 are. And then we're going to wait and find out who the other 2 matchups are. Who do I think those other 6 people could be? Well, I think we're definitely going to see an Obafemi, a Trick Williams, maybe. I think we should see a Matt Cardona, Nick Nemeth, a Joe Hendry. And for the last one, let's go Brock Lesnar. Because why not? And again, don't put it past WWE to have some type of something or another where Brock Lesnar gets some type of, you know it's going to happen, guys. Listen, you just expect Brock Lesnar to be a part of something. But those are the people that I think will be the final 6 people in that tournament. And when it's all said and done, I'm still going with my number 1 pick. It is the Ring General. It is Gunther. I'm going to say Gunther takes on John Cena. He wins. I don't know if it's for the IC title at the time, but either way, Gunther's going to win the tournament. And we'll see him take on Javon Evans in a match next week. And, good for Javon, but I just don't think he's going to win, because we are going to see Javon and Leon take on Dark State for the tag titles at NXT next week, or the 2 weeks at Gold Rush. We'll see what happens there. But that is the John Cena's tournament. And you let me know in the comments in the chat, who do you think is going to win the tournament? Who do you think the other 6 people are going to be? And who do you think John Cena is going to face or do at his last 3 appearances? Guys, that's all I got here for you today. So let's go through the rest of the chat, and then we will say goodbye, as we got some Monday Night Football beginning Thursday Night Football beginning, as we start another week of the NFL season. What if Cena faces Trick next? Maybe. Let's see. I gotta go all the way up there. If you don't know, let's see. Let's see. Where? Oh, here we go. Are you planning an afternoon White Sox show? An off-season White Sox show? I've actually not talked to Deej or Justin since the last episode. I don't know. Maybe they're mad at me. No, I'm just kidding. No, they're probably busy. I'm gonna talk to them to see if they want to do something during the winter meetings and stuff. But we don't really have like an off-season show because there really hasn't been too much going on. But if something does major happen, I have talked to them before, and I'm sure they'd still do it. We will definitely do an episode if they sign somebody big or trade some, anything else like that. Bro, Finn is pulling some weird strings in the Judgment Day. Is it Finn? Is it JD? Is it Raquel? Who's pulling the strings? I'm going to find a way to go. I don't care how. You said Eric said JD is the mastermind. What if? I mean, listen, people don't know about Mr. Jordan Devlin. Eric, you don't know what Finn did do you when Liv was flirting with Dom? Finn told him to cheat on Rhea. Finn's just an instigator. Peep, the Steph isn't holding her title in the poster. Troll, that's a good Eric. That's a good call. I'll check that in a second. Eric, you mean McDonough? Yes. What if Cena and Trick solo against Zilla? Will we ever see Zilla in the WWE? Maybe. Who's the ops? No ops. If we do Ray versus Cena, then what does Dom do for Sandy? I don't know. Maybe he takes on Finn finally. That's exactly what they do. You do Finn against Dom with Roxanne at Finn's side. And then when all the things are going bad, we hear You Only Live Once music hits. And Liv Morgan returns and saves her dirty bastard. I'm just telling you. It's going to happen. He's going to be a part of the show. No ops are coming. Why are you scared? No one's coming for me. I hope not. Please don't say that. But Eric, let's take a look at this picture because where's Stephanie? Let's see. Can I look at it? Big view. Oh, there we go. You're right. No title. That's a good call. But you know what? Jade doesn't have her title either. Maybe that just means no titles will be on the line and all the champions will be in the War Games because it's looking like it as we have Punk and Cody. Jade is probably going to be in it, or no, maybe not. Rhea's not a champion. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it works. But I'm excited, and I just said War Games. I met the Elimination Chamber. I don't even know what month it is anymore, guys. Shit, Thanksgiving is in 2 weeks. The only reason why I know that is because I just saw something about the NFL Thanksgiving schedule, and it's already the middle of November. But that's all I got here for you guys. As always, remember to go and follow all of the social medias. Make sure that you go check out the OTM guys, the main event network. The OTM guys will be live in an hour for their episode. Go hang out with Mr. J.I.M., Mr. Jim Tucker. I don't know why I said that way. Go hang out with Tucker. I don't know. I'm all over the place. Go hang out with Mr. OTM and Tucky on OTM as they'll talk about John Cena. They'll talk about blood and guts and more. But also, as I said, go check out the Main Event Network as we're on the road to 300. We're continuing to gain little by little. So if you have not yet, go double check, triple check, and hit that subscribe button over here. But also make sure you hit that like button on this episode. You subscribe on Tino's time as we're our 38 subscribers to 3,300. We're getting there little by little, closer day by day. I appreciate you all supporting me here on the channel as always. But make sure you turn that notification button on so you know when we go live next, which will be tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown. Guys, enjoy your Thursday night. Enjoy your Thursday night football. If you're watching, go hang out with Tucky and Mr. OTM over there at 7 o'clock. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown. Deuces.